Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and Green Arrow, issue number 46. All right, so the previous issue was an interlude, a very necessary and damn beautiful interlude, and now we're back with Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, fighting against Citizen. All right, so let's get into the comic book in and of itself. This issue is called Hunting Party. Julie and Shauna Benson are the writers. German Peralta is the artist. John for crying out loud, Collins, okay. That person is on colors. I'm sorry. Very small letters, man. Daron Bennett is on letters, and Alex Maleev did the cover. There's a variant cover by Carrie Andrews also. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So there's a bunch of activity on the streets. The people are really pissed off at the 1%. And somebody went and made a complaint. I'm not going to give you oxygen. But I will say this. I understand where people are coming from with the idea of the 1%, how they're living large and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I also understand the point of view of the 1%. I understand like where everybody's coming from in this comic book because it's done really well. And I'm going to get to that in a hot minute. First, basically, Oliver Queen discovers that he actually didn't kill that Julie Benson girl. He wasn't the driver. But still, even if he wasn't the driver, I'm hoping this actually comes to bear a little bit of fruit. Even though he's not the driver, he was still in the car, he was still drunk. Is he just as guilty as the person who was behind the wheel? No, but easily 50% of that guilt. All right, we're talking about, percentages here, 1%, 99%. We could do a 50%, all right? We do a 50-50. You still got in the car with someone who was drunk. So there you go. And it is a really hard thing to do. It's like, how do you tell a person who's already inebriated, hey, don't make bad decisions? Yeah, not so easy to do, right? It's one hell of a situation, but it is what it is. At the same time, the person who wasn't drunk, who wound up getting killed, shouldn't have to just be like, oh, well, sucks to be you, So it is a rough sort of situation, but I do hope that Oliver Queen does face some kind of responsibility for what he did. But he finds the dirty cop. He finds a whole bunch of evidence. He's going to get even more evidence. And yeah, basically, he finds out the identity of Citizen, former cop. Oh, that makes sense. And faces him, and Citizen is able to get away. I really like this comic book. Also, just look at this, man. Some of this art in this comic book, it ain't easy to draw explosions. It's not easy to draw explosions. And just look at how gorgeous that looks, man. That is a beautiful, beautiful page right there. Wow. And it just keeps going. Like the next page is, man, this is gorgeous. And you got to give credit to everybody involved in this. This is a beautiful comic book, man. Really well done. And the end, Citizen winds up capturing Oliver Queen. Holy crap. Not going to be good. Now, did he actually know that this was going to happen? I would bank yes, he did. I would say that Oliver Queen totally knew that this was going to happen, and that, for crying out loud, Black Canary, Pretty Bird. I had Pretty Bird stuck in my head because that's what he always calls her. But I know that Black Canary is probably going to be like right there, be like, aha! Oliver Queen told me you were going to be doing this. So anyway. Not bad, not shabby at all. This was a really good, solid comic book. I liked this. But anyway, as far as the target audience and whatnot, this comic book, I think applies to just about, not applies to, but appeals, there's the word I'm looking for, to just about everybody in one regard or another. There's a lot of social commentary in this comic book, and it doesn't have to be one of those ones where the silly little outliers start complaining about, oh, well, this book was... Dude, calm yourself, all right? I genuinely liked the commentary in this comic book, all right? It shows you the point of view from the rich people who, maybe they're guilty of such and such crime. They say behind every great fortune is a great crime. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily true. I mean, if that's the case, then blame the Kennedys, because during Prohibition, which the government admitted was wrong by re-legalizing alcohol, the Kennedy family, they were bootleggers. They ran alcohol up and down, the streets and whatnot. People with illegal drugs, and in that regard, I mean class 1 drug, marijuana. And now all of a sudden, marijuana is legal in more places than it's illegal, So it's like, what kind of a crime really? If it's not a crime today, why was it a crime yesterday? And can it still be considered a crime? Shouldn't somebody be expunged? No, no, no. The law is the law. Well, you got your opinion. They've got their opinion. And nobody's necessarily wrong. But unless you're a judge and the judge presiding over the case, you simply have an opinion. You simply have an opinion. And that's what's really important. And I'm hoping that's the message that really gets across with this comic book. An opinion is one thing, but taking action, taking the law into your own hands, unacceptable. Unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? And again, I still understand where these people are coming from. That anger is real, man. Bankers go and cause the crash of 2008. Should have been 2007, except they shanghaied it to make it last even longer, you know? Really, they made it good for themselves, bad for us. A lot of crimes were committed, dude. A whole lot of crimes were committed, and yet nobody went to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? That's a situation where you're thinking, yeah, I can understand people want to take the law into their own hands. And what do you say when you got Occupy Wall Street that was nonviolent, and yet it's demonized, you know, and every little thing that happened wrong, they make it into that's what everybody was. It's horrible. It's horrible. And this comic book, man, more than any other comic book on the market right now, is really expressing those feelings. I'm hoping that this writing team has more ideas like this. And I'm hoping that there's the Benson sisters. I'm really hoping that they stay on this comic book, man, because wow, this is a rock solid comic book. No better character to portray this than Green Arrow. None. None. I absolutely love this. I know there's not a lot of people who are really feeling this comic book. What a damn shame, because this is gorgeous. And yes, I'm talking about the art also. Everything about this comic book, man, it's solid, rock solid. If I had to make one lousy complaint, is that if somebody's gonna like put the hands on a sofa or something, you know, some kind of a brace, and jump up and do a wheel kick at you, you do not block it like this with your wrist, because you're going to break your wrist. And the kick's probably still going to hit you in the head. You block it like this. Just saying. Just saying. And if you could throw two hands on it, even better, because you can always just come right back at somebody. Anyway, that's just me. That's just me. Anyway, guys, because I am actually Green Arrow. That's not Green Arrow. I don't know what the hell that is. All right, guys, that's it from me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.